it's been a very busy couple of months at Robe Mesa. In particular, as we came into December, we managed to announce a significant increase in our resource. We're now at 45.2 million tonnes at 56% Fe, and that calcines up to 62.5% Fe, which is comparable to what we have our neighbours with Rio Tinto are producing from their Robe Valley project. Now, that's significant because what we've been able to do is increase our resource by 83% in the past 12 months, and that's now feeding into our ore reserves and mine plans and schedules, where we've now announced that we're looking to increase our production rate from 2 million tonnes, which was in the PFS, now up to 3.5. So that's about a 75% increase in our production rate, and then also looking to increase the mine life off the back of that as well. But with iron ore, a lot of it is logistic focused. It's a bulk commodity. Another really important milestone that we achieved and we announced in December was the Port of Ashburton Consortium, where we've partnered with Strike Resources, another iron ore miner in the West Pilbara, and CSL, who's a globally recognised transshipping operator, looking to export out of the Port of Ashburton. And we're currently running through engineering designs ahead of a development application there. Really critical for us because in the PFS, it assessed Utah Point, which is about 450 kilometre haul from our site, as opposed to Port of Ashburton, which is only 170 kilometres from our mine site. When we have a look at the project and what really drives the value, what drives the cost, the haulage accounts for about 40% of our cost. So by being able to reduce our haulage by over 50% makes a significant difference and allows us to lower our cost base and ultimately increase our ore reserves. Also in December, because it was a very busy month for us, we announced the transaction with FMG. FMG tenement sits immediately south of our P529 deposit, also where we've got our proposed haul roads going from our mine site at Robe Mesa through to the Northwest Coastal Highway. What we identified some time ago was that our P529 deposit straddles the boundary with the FMG, cuts through it basically. So that transaction, now we've been able to consolidate the southern portion of the Mesa F, which is what Rio Tinto owns, and the northern section of Mesa F, which is what we already own, and that's our Robe Mesa deposit. So we effectively now bookend Rio Tinto's Mesa F iron ore deposit. That's really important for us as well. We're literally about to head out to site next week and start doing the infill drilling there with a view to upgrading and increasing that resource of P529 and then ultimately incorporating that into our mine plan down the track. And that goes to our strategy, which we've been very clear about, which is increasing the mine life and increasing the production rate at Robe Mesa, but more broadly Robe Mesa P529, that area, because P529 is only 5 kilometres away from where we're proposing to put our processing plant at Robe Mesa. Probably one of the most significant milestones for us was late in December. We finalised agreement with Robe River Guruma, who are the native title owners in the area, the traditional owners of the area. That was a real watershed moment. It's an agreement that we've been working on for quite some time. It was a collaborative approach between CZR and Robe River Guruma, and both parties are very happy with the outcome. We're going to be able to support the traditional owners now, but also going into the future by looking at how we can then hand the land back to them and support the traditional owners into the future. What that did also was it removed the final objection for the granting of the mining licenses, and the Department of Mines granted our mining licenses in early December, which we announced last week. So again, this is a really big moment for CZR. Our mining license applications have been outstanding now for about 4.5 years. So now that we have that in place, that's the critical milestone to enable us to be able to really push forward with our mining operations. So as previously mentioned, in December, we announced the increase in our mineral resource up to 45.2 million tonnes. So that's approximately 83% increase in the last 12 months. What that means is that we can now look to increase our pit designs and our mine size through our ore reserves. That work is currently underway. We anticipate that will be completed in the next 4 to 6 weeks. And that will then feed into our definitive feasibility study. And that work is well advanced, looking at everything along our supply chain. Now, iron ore is a bulk commodity, and it's all about making sure that you've got the lowest possible cost supply chain, so from pit to port. So a critical component of that was the port, which we announced with the Port of Ashburton, and then the submission of the development application there with a view to finalising that also in the next few months. So there's a lot of work that's going to be undertaken both on site and I suppose back in the office, and ensuring that we've got the increase in the ore reserves and the mine life and the production rate. But also we're out back in the field next week, so we'll be drilling the P529 deposit, but also doing other things which will then feed into the mine plan. So we have water bore drilling, test pumping going on, and these are all important parts that feed into our environmental submissions, which we anticipate to lodge in the next couple of months as well. So during the PFS, our ore reserves were approximately 8 million tonnes, 8.2 million tonnes. So with the increase in the mineral resource and the ability to identify a closer port and lower our costs, and we're really targeting getting our operating costs down around that $55 per tonne Aussie FOB. So what we're hoping to see is that we'll be able to drive a lot of value in CZR through significantly increasing our ore reserves at Robe Mesa. We'll then be able to add to that and part of our growth strategy through P529 and really look at having a long-term mining operation at Robe Mesa. So those results will be out during Q1 and into Q2 this year. In addition, at Croydon, we commenced our gravity survey late last year. We've got a little bit more work to do on finalising that, and we anticipate that we'll be out at Croydon to start drilling the gold targets there. Now, Croydon is located approximately 50 kilometres from De Grey's Hemi discovery, and through the work that we've been doing there, and also through the work that De Grey have been doing at Hemi in identifying these intrusion-related gold systems, we're quite excited with the initial results that we're seeing from Croydon, and being able to get out there and start drilling and then identifying hopefully some gold discoveries out there as well.